Good Friday afternoon to you. I'm Matt Miller, in today for Dylan Ratigan. We're following the very latest on those tornadoes bearing down on parts of the South and Midwest. But we start today with Independence Day. With just 4 days to Super Tuesday and slim pickings for both Dems and Republicans, could this man be the answers for voters who crave something different? Former Louisiana Governor Buddy Roemer has officially dropped his bid for the Republican nomination after being shunned out of the debates in mainstream media. Roemer says he's putting country before party and is now seeking both the Reform Party nomination and the nation's first Internet nomination. That's the Americans Elect nomination, where no matter your affiliation, Republican, Democrat, or Independent, everyone can vote in an online primary starting in May to get a third candidate, though not necessarily a third party, on November's ballot. Give a listen.
For the first time, the American people are choosing a leader that works for us, not just the parties and their special interests. We, the people, are nominating a third choice for president, a candidate who will reach across party lines to form a balanced ticket. So instead of two choices, any leader can run. Instead of a lucky few, every voter counts. And instead of parties that fight each other, we're picking a president who will fight for our future.
More options to get past the anti-government jihad of the GOP and the timid half measures of the Democrats. This could be the first step to shake things up in a political system that desperately needs some shaking up. With us now, newly minted independent candidate, Governor Buddy Roemer. Welcome, Governor. This had to be an interesting decision for you. I've been a big fan of what Americans Elect is trying to do. Walk us through how you decided to go this route.
Well, I have, for the last 21, 22 years, I've been a Republican. I was the only governor in American history to change parties while in office. Louisiana was a one-party state, Matt, if you remember. When I looked at the legislature, it had 144 members, 138 of them were Democrats. A one-party state is not, no debate, no second chance. It was a corrupt state, if I can say that. We had the highest unemployment rate in America. So I changed parties. I was governor of the state, became a Republican. We built a two-party system. And the state has improved, not just because of Republicans, but Democrats got better as well. I ran as a Republican for the nomination of my party for President of the United States. There have been 23 nationally televised debates, and I have not been included in a single one. Now, maybe that's a smart idea, but I'm the only person running for president who's been a governor and a congressman. And I'm the only person running for president who never took PAC money, won't allow a super PAC to be picked for me, and limit my contributions to $100 or less. Here's my dream, Matt. I dream that we can have a president, a woman or a man, who is free to lead, who doesn't worry about building a party, but worries about building a nation, and can call on Democrats and Republicans to join him or her, and let's get this country right again.
Now, Governor, as you seek this nomination, which is going to involve 50-state ballot access that Americans Elect will have a little bit later in the year, the voting starts in May. Right now, there's still not very broad awareness of this among the American public. How do you think this is going to get traction, and how do you plan to court supporters for this online vote?
Well, we had a rally today at New York University. We're working the country, running for president, and there'll be other good people run too. You've already said it. It's not well known, but shows like yours and Dylan's give us a chance to explain that if you want another choice, if you want a president free to lead, you can get on buddyroemer.com or americanselect.org and see how to do this. It's open to every voter. You don't have to change parties. You don't pay a fee. You go through a little sign-up operation that takes about 5 minutes, and you could pick a president free to lead. Now, other people who will run, and there'll be plenty of people running, won't have my issue. They won't be reform candidates. And I will make my case across the country that we need a reform candidate before we can do budget reform, tax reform, immigration reform. We must do political reform. I think Washington is bought and sold.
Tell us a little more about what you think on campaign finance reform. Obviously, a huge theme of Dylan's show. I saw you on Morning Joe the other morning talking about a goal or an aspiration of you know, 1 million voters giving $100 each, and that would give you the kind of grassroots war chest you need to potentially be competitive. Say more about where you want this to head.
Well, if I can get known well enough and people like my ideas and like my record in Louisiana and like what I did in the United States Congress, when as a Democrat I worked with President Reagan across party line to rebuild America, if they like those ideas and can join with me, I need 1 million people at $100, that's my limit, to raise $100 million. That would be more money spent in this election than spent in the entire Republican primary so far. I'm not against money. What I'm against is big checks from a special few who have special interests. You won't get tax reform. You elected Obama. You didn't get tax reform. You elect Mitt Romney. You won't get tax reform. You'll get more of the same. Special deals for special people. And I hope to make the case when the earth is still and America is listening, make the case that we can do better. You know what we need? A president free to lead. Follow the money. Follow the money, Matt.
And so if you're free to lead, Governor, just give us, you know, we don't have time to do your full agenda, but what are the three big things beyond political reform? Obviously, that's a kind of prerequisite. What are the three big things the country needs, in your view, to renew ourselves and be competitive in a 21st century global economy?
Fair trade with China. I'm a businessman. We need global trade, but by God, it ought to be fair. I've been to China many times. They do not trade fairly. They're using us as suckers. I want that trade, but I'll tell the Chinese leaders, it must be fair. Level playing field. You'll keep your price advantage, but you won't make goods made by children and sell them in America. 2, we need tax reform. It's not fair for GE to make $5.4 billion and pay no taxes, and the average working man pays $15,000. I want low marginal rates. I want it simple. I want everybody to pay their share. I want no exemptions, no double taxation, no marriage penalty, and no alternative penalty. We'll do it on a postcard, and you can get rid of your CPA and your tax lawyer. We'll be fair on taxes. And then finally, I want small business deregulation, and I'm very specific. We'll go back 5 years and forward 5 years and make a difference in regulations between the large companies who have lawyers and compliance officers and lobbyists and small companies who are fast, flexible, focused, and friendly, and they grow the jobs in America. And if you'll let me slip in number 4, we'll balance the budget in 5 years by reducing spending 1% a year.
Buddy Roemer, we're going to be watching you, a pioneer in the new Americans Elect process. I think millions of people are going to be hearing a lot more about this, and others are going to jump into the ring with you. Good luck as you hit this innovative trail. And